Hey everyone, this is Samantha with A Wealthy Hairstylist YouTube, and today I'm going to talk to you about my consultation process for a new extension client. Gets me so excited. Extensions and color are my niche and my specialty, and I love transforming women. It is the absolute best thing I do. Just being able to make women feel good and powerful and sexy and confident about themselves just makes my day. And I'm so happy that I could do that for other women. So let's get started. I'm going to talk to you about my extension consultation process, and then I'm actually going to show you a photo of one of my transformations and how I walk through that consultation. So first things first, when I have a new extension client, I usually, if they inquire or text me or via social media or whatnot, I usually send them straight to my application form. And yes, I do have an application form for all my new extension clients to even sit in my chair. So within this application form, it goes over a ton of questions asking the clients their hair history, their density of their hair color, if they're happy with what they want, are they looking for something similar or a big change? And then the biggest part with the application, it actually even goes over pricing of a brand new hair extension install and maintenance cost. So once the clients get through those steps and they're aware of the pricing and my services, then if they decide that they want to move forward and book, then it checks all my box, and then it starts the process of us interacting with each other. So once a client agrees to everything that we discuss within the application and they give me all the insights about their hair, that's when I reach out to my client and say, hey, you know what, congrats, I just saw your application for extensions with me at my salon, and I'd love to know more about your hair. So please send me, usually I ask for a few photos of their hair, and I try not to get them to take a selfie. It's easier for me to see a photo of the client and their hair if someone else takes a picture. But obviously I get it sometimes, you know, you got off late at work or the kids are asleep and you don't really have anyone to take photos of you. So I've had some clients send me selfies and it's worked out okay. But normally I'll ask for a client to send me a picture of the front of their natural hair, the side of the natural hair, like one side of them, and then the back of their natural hair. And then I'll even have them show me the density. So as an extension specialist, the density of a client is a huge determining factor if they can even be a client to sit in my chair. So I'll usually have a new client send me a photo. So they'll section up their hair about 3 fingers width above their ear and just hold their hair up and take a picture. And I basically want to see the density of the side of their hair. And for me, I look at the hair per square inch that's on their head. So I've had tons of clients who've inquired services with me that have very fine density. So the amount of hair within a certain square inch of the head, the hair follicles are spaced out a lot farther. So the hair can tend to look see-through or thin. And then there's some clients whose density is a lot more than others. So per the 1 by 1 inch square on the head, you'll see tons and tons of little hair follicles. So that is something that I definitely assess. And then when I see their pictures, the biggest thing I look at is obviously what's their natural hair length. Is it above the shoulders? Is it to the shoulders? Is it to the collarbone? And then I also like to look at their layers in the front of the face. How short are their natural layers in the front of their face? Do they come to the cheekbone? Do they fall at the jaw? Or does the front of their hair come actually longer and it's from collarbone and beyond? And same thing, when I look at the back of the picture, I look at their density, and then I look at the layers on the top of their head. Are the layers super short or are they really long? Because if it's short, you know, it's only gonna cup and cover so much. You know, if the layers in the back are longer, then it's easier to blend. So once I kind of assess those things, then I usually ask the client to send me a picture of their goal, like their inspiration, and it could be their inspiration for color, and then I need their inspiration for length. So then that way I could really assess and see where their hair is naturally, if it is a realistic expectation to get them to their goal hair. So a lot of times I have to, have, what we say, a come to Jesus talk with my clients. Like if I have some clients that come to me with really, really short hair and breakage, and then they show me someone with crazy long hair, 22s, but they have layers that are this short on the side and their hair in the back is spiked up because it's broken off. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to blend well. It's not going to look good. But I will suggest something that they can still get extensions for, but possibly a shorter look that I could blend and make it look better for them. So for me, and with what I promise to my clients, I want to deliver not only a great experience sitting in my chair, but realistic expectations. Because we all know we've seen some horrible extensions out there that are just awful. So that's the last thing I want as a client to leave my door, to know that the blend of the extensions is not well and the color doesn't match. Those are my two biggest factors when I do a client's color. So once I assess the density, the hair texture, their hair goals, I could determine whether they would need 1 row of extensions, 2 row extensions, 2.5, or possibly 3 full rows of extensions to determine to get to their actual goal hair. And then obviously, the more rows of extensions, the more expensive of the cost. But like I said, when they filled out their application with me, all of the maintenance costs regarding color and row bump ups are within my application form. So when the client is ready to move forward and booked, once I figured out looking at their photos that they are a great candidate, they already know moving forward what the price is, and there's no question about it. They know coming into the appointment, this is what I'm going to be paying, and it's a done deal. And obviously there are sometimes where I have clients sit in my chair and their hair could be completely different than what they had shown me photos for. So then we have to reevaluate and re-talk about what we are going to do. And obviously if the price point changes because their photos are different then than what they are now sitting in my chair, then that discussion comes about. So I want to actually go through and show you guys one of my recent transformations. And after I did this wonderful woman's hair color, I had so many of my clients that reached out to me and then wanted to change their hair color. So that's always fun and exciting. So this lovely woman came to me and she actually was growing out a pixie haircut. So her hair has been growing over time. And when she first had inquired, I told her that she needed to let her layers keep growing because they were too short for me to do a possible blend. So I told her my biggest thing I need is your bang layer to at least be to your cheekbone, and then your hair length at least to your jaw. And if I could get if the hair in the back is longer, then it's easier for me to blend the extensions. So I'll kind of show you guys her before and after, and I'll walk you through what I did. So as you can see here, we have a lot of regrowth due to COVID. I hadn't seen her in a while, but she's probably, I want to say, about 40% gray. And though it does seem dark because of the photo, but once you kind of separate it in her hair, she had quite a bit of salt within her root color. She had been blonde for so many years. And even when she first came to me, I did like platinum icy blonde extensions and it looked beautiful and it was lovely. But after COVID and her roots had grown out quite a bit, she said, you know what? I think I kind of want to embrace the darker root. I want something that is different. And I've never really been brunette. So this is where we had to discuss and go into color maintenance, because normally she could see me every 8 weeks for her bump up, and I would do her color. But however, since she has a lot of gray at her root, it's actually more high maintenance for her to be brunette, surprisingly, than it is for her to be blonde. So I told her, I'm like, okay, we could do this. I can make you brunette. However, you are gonna have to start coming to me in between your bump ups. So every 4 weeks, she has to come in to see me to darken up her root color to help blend in with everything that's going on. Because if we wait too long, if she waits 8 weeks, she's gonna have a really strong line of gray regrowth at her roots with the dark hair. So that was obviously something we discussed before she invested in the new hair, and she was on board for it. So as you can see, I'll kind of go over her photos on the side, and her hair has actually grown quite a bit since when she's first come to me. So the biggest thing I look at is obviously the side layers. And here we have her shortest layer, which is right above the cheekbone. And then the face framing layers are forming at the jaw. And then she has a little bit of length, a few inches below her jawline, and then a little bit more length in the back of her hair, which is pretty common with someone growing out a short haircut. So I decided to give her actually 2.5 rows. Our goal is to get her down to 2 rows, but because her layers in the front are shorter, it also, the layers in the back of her head are shorter. So realistically, I felt she needed a mini row in the back of her head to help blend the extensions the best possible. I mean, I could have sent her out the door with 2 rows, but I'm such a freak about my work. I just knew looking at the back of her head, I'm like, no, it looks weird to me. You still have to have a little bit more hair. So as her hair will continue to grow, then eventually we'll get rid of that mini row that she has in the back, and we could go down to two rows. But overall, super, super happy with the 2.5 midi. I did a full color overhaul transformation on her, and I'm super excited about it. So the client, when we did the consultation, she was obviously very aware of the maintenance and very aware of the upkeep, having 2.5 rows versus just 2 rows. And it turns out beautiful. And here I'll show you, let me see, here's her other picture. You can kind of see the front. So in the front, you could see that obviously the hair is barely showing around her face because of how short it is. All my transformations, sorry guys. Oh my goodness. My phone is not working for me. But there you go. She looks stunning. 2.5 rows of hand-tied wefts. Gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Hair color, so happy with. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing when clients sit in your chair is obviously honesty, clear expectations, and this color too. It's taken a couple times for it to actually like stick because her hair was so blonde and so porous. Usually clients, it'll either go one or two ways. Darker color will take too dark, or it will wash out really quickly. And for her hair is actually really silky soft. Her hair is not damaged at all. Like I said, it was just short because it was growing out from a pixie haircut. So for her, in 4 weeks, I actually had to do a full color again because it had faded so much. But by her 3rd appointment with me, her color was sticking and it was looking great. So that was another thing we had discussed when you're making such a huge color transformation from light to dark, the transitions and what could happen with the hair and how we properly will upkeep the color by using good salon products. And obviously we kept in good communication, and I saw her every 4 weeks to reevaluate her color and refresh what she needed done. So I hope you guys learned a little something with how I do my extension consultations, and I look forward to sharing more insight about my business and tips and tricks to how to make you successful in your salon life and your business as a hairstylist. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and I look forward to seeing you guys back soon.